I'm Kerk of 1000 Lines, and this is Bubba, and today we're going to mourn the death of the Battle Royale.
Welcome to the 1000 Lines podcast, meeting at the intersection of gaming, life and memes, featuring Bubba of the Zoo, Johnny 1000 and Kerk Esteem.
So Bubba, tell me about the new season of Fortnite.
So I think the new season's better than old seasons have been. Not running around and finding makeshift weapons is incredible. Like every weapon is immediately usable. The downside of that is there are bad weapons that are back in the game that you have to use. Whereas before you could grab a makeshift weapon and turn it into, by the end of chapter 6, season 6. By the end of season 6, it was
Need a glossary.
Easy. Yeah, it was pretty easy to take, a bad weapon and turn it into an okay weapon. But now you have lever action shotguns that are back. Those are useless. Tac shotguns are back, and you have to use those sometimes. Those are useless. But overall, they brought back vending machines. You now have upgrade benches.
I forgot about vending machines.
Yeah, vending machines are back on the map. You have the upgrade benches that take gold instead of materials, so it gives you a usable thing to still use the gold. So I don't know. There are a lot of things that are back. The alien stuff is kind of cool. Like the hovercrafts, the fact you can pick up trucks and vehicles and throw them around on stuff. I don't know. There's a lot of cool stuff that they're doing this season. It's still just not as I don't know. It's not what it once was, right?
So full disclosure, I haven't updated Fortnite. I haven't played the new season. When you were in there, Bubba, was there anybody else there?
Oh,
Because Twitch, you go and look at Fortnite, and the numbers, they're not nearly what they were.
The first day of the new season, at noon, where 2 years ago you would have had 4 million people watching the new season. There were 200,000. There were less people at noon on the day of the release watching Fortnite than there were watching Call of Duty. Nick Merckx and Tim the Tatman combined for almost as many people as you had the entire Fortnite genre. So there's definitely a decline going here. But there's still. Every kid that's ever flipped on the anonymous hashtag, so you don't see who actually killed you. I died to 3 of those on day 1. So you've got people. You've got plenty of people that are playing the game. The lobbies still fill up really quickly. The game. It's just different. We're a few years in. At one point we were getting daily updates, right? At one point, or not daily, weekly. But you'd log in every Tuesday night. The servers would come down. They'd come back up a few hours later, and there'd be something new. You'd have a whole section of the map. You would have something brand new. And I don't know. I saw a post on Reddit. The difference between the chapter 1, season 1, and season 7, the difference in the map. You had a snow biome, you had a volcano, you had the desert. The whole map was constantly.
They were just going crazy for a while. It's
now
here's the map, and then now here it's in the winter, then fall, then here was both, and then now we've had this other thing and a volcano and
now none of that
robots
happened. And you had the one area at the top. One season was Anarchy Acres, and then it was Lazy Links, and then it was Lazy Lagoon. It was constantly evolving, and now it doesn't anymore.
And the real ones remember Wailing Woods.
R.I.P. The portal and the rift in the middle, that was so beautiful. But I don't know, it's just different now. They kind of refaced a couple of POIs, but the map itself hasn't really changed. I don't know. It's the old model I think was somewhat unsustainable, but
yeah. Well, and this is something that we were talking about before. Is it seems like. Do you think that battle royales? Do you think it's starting to run its course? We've had what? 4 years now where they've completely dominated gaming, and everybody had to have a battle royale. Call of Duty rolled out, Warzone, Apex Legends became a thing.
They had Blackout, the last Black Ops before the current one. You had Call of Duty Blackout, which was their first version of their first attempt at a battle royale, and there were enough things about it that made it kind of awful. So it was Fortnite's kind of first competition, and it failed miserably.
Mm-hmm.
So
PUBG.
Yeah, I mean, battle royales have been here for. I mean, they have been like the thing. And I mean, even to a lesser extent, you had Fall Guys. I mean, battle royale became the thing for gaming.
Yeah. Well, and I think that came from maybe some team deathmatch fatigue, where you, for just years and years and years, it was just okay. Well, new Call of Duty came out. It's pretty much the same, except now it's the future, and 10 years in the future instead of modern day or World War II or whatever. Like, I think after a while people were like, okay, we're getting kind of tired of this, and battle royale was this new thing. It's not the new thing anymore.
Yeah,
now
I think that's a perfect analogy. Because the TDM. I think TDM fatigue was real. Battle royale. I mean, think back. Go back 4 years. Think about the first time that you won a Fortnite match, right? Like every match, like leading up to that, it's like, the second place finish is like so close, and like the absolute pride in your heart when you saw that victory royale banner come across the top of the screen. You're like, I was better than 99 other players.
it's a great feeling. Yeah, it feels like you won a tournament, kind of.
Yeah, and then after you were able to get a couple, I mean, there was like this like sense of like an excitement that builds up. That I think a lot of that's gone. I mean, you have a lot of kids on that are just pushing for elims and kills and like getting their KD up and going for career earnings or whatever else. But I think that gaming is definitely moving away from the BR. If I look at like what's exciting right now, to me, one of the most exciting game modes is Warzone's Rebirth Island stuff. So whether it's the Rebirth Mini Royale, where it's a battle royale with just 40 people, but it's a really small condensed map, or Rebirth Resurgence, which is probably the game mode that I'm playing the most right now, and it's just so freaking exciting because like if I don't get a good gun, as long as somebody on my team's still alive, I just go, I land somewhere else, I find another gun. Like, I don't know, you get like the excitement of like a TDM where like it's not just one life and I'm over. So like I think that's the allure of that, right?
It's kind of the best of both worlds in a way.
Yeah, so like you get the excitement of the TDM where like I can push, or I can kind of like tactically hide. I'm not punished for being overly aggressive. But you get that excitement where, after 1,000 deaths, eventually somebody wins, right? Like, and so you still get that satisfaction of that battle royale win. So I think that Call of Duty is onto something there. But even Apex, Apex is the other big competitor. Right now they have the arena mode, which it's a 3v3 economy-based system, kind of like a CS:GO or a Valorant. And I think that model is where competitive gaming is going. Where I think competitive gaming has realized that battle royale doesn't work. At least not in an organized fashion, right? Because
there's too many variables.
Yeah. I mean, you have RNG. Two people land in a house. One goes to the front door. One goes to the back door. The guy in the front door gets a sniper rifle. The guy in the back door gets a shotgun. Like there's if it's me versus mongrel walking into a house and I happen to get the chest, he probably pickaxes me to death and does something stupid. But I have a better chance because it's random.
Well, and I think if I could jump in here, I mean, when you think about competitive and it's teams now, it's not as much of just one solid one person playing. When you have a squad, traditional TDM, it's a lobby of what, 6 aside, 12 aside, more than that. I mean, 12, 10, 10v10, something like that. And again, there's too many variables because you've got one guy that's not playing. You've got another guy that's like actively playing against you just because he's a troll. And, the 5v5s, the 6v6s, the 3v3s, 4v4s, I feel like is a really good way to create an environment that's in a vacuum where you can truly test the skill and the strategy of the players playing it. It's not just, hey, this one guy's going to go kill everybody. It's, okay, how do we navigate the map, knowing the map, to guard these certain areas? And that's something that Valorant puts a premium on, is not just, okay, are you really good, do you have really good reflexes, but okay, what is your strategy? We need to make sure all our bases are covered and set it up. So that's something that I really enjoy as someone who's not particularly skilled in gaming, is thinking about the strategy and how you can set your team up for the most success. And so I'm interested to see kind of what happens with that, because Valorant has been doing great recently.
Valorant's killing it right now.
Yeah,
like from an esport. I watched the entirety of the VCT Masters tournament. I watched so many matches from that. It's entertaining to watch. The skill gap is crazy. But I think Apex is onto something with the arena mode, where it's Valorant. It's hard to be a casual Valorant player. I think that Apex's game mode is. I think that their map openness is going to make it to where people who can casually play it and play it in a very aggressive play style, or I think it's going to get really as they kind of tune it a little bit and kind of get some of the abilities down. I think that there's going to be a very vibrant pro scene with that too. It's so fun to play, and Respawn has already the mode just released not too long ago, several weeks ago, or maybe a month and a half ago, and once the mode, once it came out, you're like, okay, cool. They came out with 3 maps. They've already released, a new map almost every 2 weeks. Like it seems like they've already thought about. They're using sections of their existing. They have 4, BR maps. So they're just taking sections of that map, and they're like, you get this half, you get that half, and we just alternate you everyone. I don't know, it's kind of maybe I don't want to say a breath of fresh air, but it's something that's new,
something new,
that's new and different, that is taking a turn on a game that was a BR that's not really BR anymore. And Fortnite's had that for a while. Fortnite's had the creative modes, and they've had their other stuff. Fortnite started as a PvE, as a save the world, not BR game. That was the original intent for Fortnite. They stumbled into BR at the time that it was popping.
And it just happened to take off.
Honestly, Save the World's not a bad game. Save the World.
I've never actually played Save the World.
Save the World is a lot of fun.
It seems like it'd be fun.
Yeah.
Because again, you got the strategy. You're building forts to protect from the zombies or whatever. Yeah. And
the problem with Save the World is if you're trying to start now, is finding other people that are also starting now, because.
Well, then you got to buy the game.
And then once you get to the highest end, the higher ends, eventually Fortnite's not really releasing content for it anymore. So it's it gets repetitive, but.
They have done. You're right. They have done other iterations of, squad-based stuff. I forget the name of it, but I know there was LTM that they've done a few times where it's just the final circle and 3 teams drop, and it's like a movie. So they've done stuff like that. I could see them come, because Fortnite. Let's face it, Epic is very good at harvesting other great ideas and. Repurposing them. I don't know if they've got some former Apple executives or what's going on, which would be ironic, right? But I could see them coming out with something where it's squads with whatever, and making it smaller.
You have an economy system of gold where you purchase guns at the beginning of a round.
Yeah, no, and that would be fun. I would play it because, like I said, one of the downsides with Battle Royales we were talking about is there's just too many variables, and it's, for me at least, for someone who wants to just get in, get out, get straight to the game, sometimes it can be tedious to okay, I've got to drop, and then I've got to harvest, and then I've got to find all these parts, and I've got to find a good loadout, and it would be nice to just get straight to the fighting. And I think it would also help their Battle Royale in a way, because it would take out the people that are just there just trying to get a billion kills, because they're going to be wanting to do the comp stuff in a 5v5 mode or 4v4 or whatever. So I'd be interested to see that from Fortnite. That would be cool to check out in the future.
If Apex Arenas continues to do well, I'm sure that we'll see it within a month or two.
I'm sure we will.
So final consensus: Battle Royale's dying, right?
That's what it seems like to me. They've had a good run. Maybe 10 years from now, they come back and it becomes this retro thing, and everybody's like, remember Battle Royales and Fortnite, and all these kids that are now, going to be in their 20s and 30s are like, oh man, I remember that. That was so great. So, but for now, it definitely seems like it's on its way out.
What those kids are going to say is, man, I remember that. But I don't really care, because I just really love playing GTA 5. All right.
I'm on my Bitcoin gaming system, and
Yeah. We'll be talking about GTA 5, and then Bird will be like, Battlefield 6 is coming out next week.
Battlefield 8.
All right. Thank you guys. It's the 1000 Lions podcast. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Appreciate you guys. See you later. Bye.